You know what? It's been a moment since I was really excited about a new season getting started of Drag Race, especially when we have slight changes that we already know about. But yeah, there are some slight changes that we already know about, and I'm quite a bit excited. So let's get started. Hey, you guys, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on the channel. Listen, I've been around for a while, but for those of you who don't know me, let's just introduce me. I am SpillitBoyTV. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm SpillitBoyTV, aka Milan Treasure. My channel, I've been on YouTube for quite a while, but my channel was actually created to do reviews on RuPaul's Drag Race. So it's kind of like a thing where I've been around, and I never fell out of love with the show, but I kind of fell out of love with doing the reviews because it was so much of the same stuff. And it was always this person's daughter and that person's friend. And it just got to be a lot of the same. I never stopped watching. I've never missed an episode, but I didn't want to talk about it. But I am actually geared up to want to actually talk about the show again. So we talked about really briefly that there are some changes that we already know about, okay? Because, you know, Drag Race is always filled with twists and turns, which is something that I always loved about the show, okay? But here, let me pull this. Boom, let's go to this. First of all, Ru looks stunning. She looks stunning. Listen, one of the best bitches to ever do it, child. I just love her. I love her. But she looks stunning, as usual. But right away, one of the big things you see right there, MTV. So, you know, we've been to VH1, we've been to Paramount, we've been all over the place. But some kind of way, baby, Ru did what she does best, which is business. She did what she does best, which is business. And we are on MTV. So it's going to be MTV. So I'm expecting this to be really, really cool. I'm expecting it to be really, really cool. I am. And the other thing is that right away with me watching Meet the Queens, meeting these season 15 queens, it feels like we're going back to what it was in the beginning when we didn't know all the people and it wasn't a friend of, the daughter of. Of course, there's some of those things there as well, but I'm excited for these queens that I don't know. I don't know these queens. There's young queen. Listen, there's another drag queen born every 30 seconds. You heard what I said. There's a new drag queen born every 30 seconds. So I always loved that. You know, I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, you know, our town is what it is. It's not a huge drag town. So it always opened me up to see queens that I didn't know. You know, the internet really does help, you know, now. But it was always exciting to see queens that I didn't know. And now we got that with queens that you don't know who are being mixed in with some other queens. So I'm really excited about season 15. Okay, so we've been through all that. Enough about that. Okay, so listen, we're season 15. We're at MTV. It's going to start on January the 6th. Okay, so let's go ahead and basically review, and I'll give you my first reactions to what I watched on Meet the Queens. Now, this video is truly my reaction to what I watched. It is not for you to not go over and actually watch Meet the Queens, because you're cheating yourself if you don't. You need to go and watch it for yourself and get your visuals for yourself. You'll see my channel is me chit-chatting with you about what I saw. We're having a cute little girlfriend's kiki. That's what we're having here. It's not for you not to do your due diligence and go see the girls yourself. You need to go see the girls over at Drag Race and you're on their channel, and then come on back and then see what it is that I'm saying, and then we can chat. Okay, so season 15 on MTV, January 6th, and the first thing we see is Willow Peel, which was the last winner, and I thought it was pretty cool how they basically did a. It seemed as though the theme for them walking out was sort of like a Willow thing. Everything seemed kind of like fairy-ish. The theme was like fairy, which is very Willow. You know, blue hair, purple hair, white hair. It was very that. And then they brought the girls back. You know, they brought them out one by one. You got to see them. Then they brought them back and they did little short interviews with them. And that's when they went into Ru's actual theme. It was the original racetrack theme. And they had all their latex racetrack situations, such as, boom, there you go. There's the promo. So look, that fantastic. Again, Wild presents RuPaul's Drag Race. Listen, it is what it is. But yeah, that was their whole racetrack theme situation. I love it. And it's so nostalgic, and it takes me back to when the show first started. So let's go through the girls, and I'll basically let you know what I thought of them. And a lot of this will probably change as the season goes on. This is just my first reaction to these girls. And of course, there are some girls that I do know. We'll talk about it as we go through. There are 3 girls I got my eye on already, and I've already picked a favorite. So from the door, yeah, I picked a favorite, and there's 3 girls that I already I know that I got my eye on them, and there's one that I really got my eye on. Like, girl, let's see. Are you gonna get your face cracked, mama? Let's just see. Anyway, listen. Welcome to Drag Race, baby. This is what it gives. Okay, so let's pull up the girls and what they look like. There are the girls. Oh yes, and there's 16 of them. 16. I'm like, Ru, really? Are you getting indecisive in your old age, bitch? You got 16 girls. You know, when we would get excited over 12, we're at 16. Anyway, let's just do it. Number 1 is Amethyst. Amethyst, and when you look at them, they all kind of give you a lot of the same vibe. So I'll say that. So that, for me, says we are right on course with what drag is giving now. We're real time in what the girls are giving now. A lot of flat chests, you know, I'm an old queen child. I started doing drag back at 91, 92. So, you know, it's a lot of, the aesthetics always are changing, but when I look at the girls, I'm like, okay, yeah, we're on course with what's really going on now. And we got some old school drag thrown in there, some pageant. You know, you got it's a good mix of what's going on, but very, very current. So I'm here for it. Anyway, Amethyst is the first girl. Now, what she did, which it turned me off a bit, but she makes fun of her nose. She has a schnoz, okay? She has a very prominent nose, very prominent. And I said, okay, well, girl, they're going to have a good time with you. Because you got some insecurities, I believe, around that nose, and you are putting it out there basically before anybody else can go and get a chance to put it out there and come at you for it, which was just not necessary. So it kind of was a little bit of a turn off. But yeah, that's Miss Amethyst, honey. Number 2, her name is Anitra. Anitra, basically, what I pulled from her, she seems to be fun and really silly. So I think I'll enjoy her. I think she's going to make good television. One thing that stuck out, she stole her name from a stripper friend of hers. So though I think she'll be fun and silly, would I want to hang out with her? Probably not. Because if you got a bitch that stole her name from another performer, because again, remember, strippers and exotic dancers are just like us. Like I view them, male and the female exotic dancers, I view them as performers just like us. You don't steal their music, you don't steal their names, you don't copy their costumes. You know, they're the same as us. We work in the same circles. So that kind of, I was like, girl, I don't know. I wouldn't hang with you, girl, but I think you're going to make good TV. Moving on. Number 3, her name is Ara Mayori. She's a Filipino from Nashville. Okay. So first things first, she's very proud Filipino. Okay. First she mentioned Manila Luzon, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. You know, Manila is like our favorite Filipino girl, and that just kind of is what it is. Love, love, love Manila. But this child here, Miss Ara, she has coined herself as the face. And she talks about how pretty she is and how there's ugly queens this season. Girl, you do realize like there are like well over 100 actual drag race girls. So when you start getting bold enough to start coining yourself as the face, then girl, you have to kind of go back and say, girl, like, have you ever met Kimora? Girl, have you ever met like Derek? Girl, there are many, many faces, this thing, and yours ain't knocking the girls down like that, girl. You're okay. She's an okay looking queen, but by far she's not knocking anybody down. And I just don't believe that, you know, people who get named as the face, you let the crowd, the world names you the face. You don't name yourself the face. There are way too many stomp down stunning queens for you to start naming yourself the face. And especially when I don't think that your face is holding up to what you're saying. I think she's cute, but no, I ain't giving her the face, honey. I'm sorry, I'm not giving her the face. I've been around too long. I know too many faces to ever give her the face. See, I know the Mimi Marks of the world. Okay, I know the Maya Douglas. See, Maya Douglas was the face, and I'll go do your research, sister. Maya Douglas was the face, and you are no Maya Douglas, my dear. But you know, whatever, girl. You know, confidence, girl, confidence. Anyway, moving on. I didn't come here to read the girls, but I will if necessary. She not the face, y'all. Anyway, moving on. Number 4, we got Miss Irene Dubois, honey. And it's so funny because her picture here, look, just standing up there sitting next to Miss Irene, or girl, you not the face, Miss Thing. But anyway, and listen, that ain't even Irene's real aesthetic. Irene considers herself like the alien queen. She likes science fiction and alien looks and being different. And she's a 17-year vet. She's been in drag for 17 years, but she's a beautiful. Look at her, child. And that's not even her regular aesthetic. That's just her pretty look, child. But she's very pretty queen that's been in it for a long time. But yeah, she had these long extended fingers, and it was given very Plava Laguna type of thing going on. That's the lane where she lives. She's different. I think she's going to be very interesting to watch. And again, she got a lot of time under her belt, so it'll be really interesting to see what she has going on. Number 5 is Jax. This right here is a bad picture of Jax, actually. I don't really care so much for this picture of Jax. She's definitely a better looking queen than this picture here. This is not her best picture. But the funny thing, she is 5'3". She's a little thing, and she's a cheerleader. She's like an actual cheerleader and a gymnast and these kind of things. I think she'll be interesting when she falls into the bottom because we'll get to see her perform. And I think she will have times when she falls into the bottom and has to perform. Though she's very confident because she has a lot of different physical talents. But I think she will end up in the bottom. And we'll get to see her do what it is she does best, splitting, stretching, and letting the girls have it. fighting for her life. I just got a feeling. Moving on. The next one here is Miss Lucy LaDuca. Okay, Miss Lucy LaDuca, I like her. She stood out for me. She actually is a very pretty girl, but she's a construction worker. Is her job. She's a construction worker. She's funny. She was likable. And when she mentioned that she loved Nina Flowers, when she first started watching, she related to Nina Flowers. Well, of course, everybody knows I freaking love Nina Flowers. So, girl, you were already, you were somebody I was going to pay attention to because I love Nina Flowers. I really do. Nina Flowers is very much, masculine energy and feminine energy, and done in a way that only Nina could do it. And I think that Lucy is going to be the same way. Just so cool and so funny and likable. And then the bitch crazy. She likes slasher films. Okay. Now I love horror movies, but I hate slasher films. Okay. But that's okay. Miss Lucy. I said, okay. And then she pulls it out and she says, my favorite movie, she names 3 Friday the 13th movies. Friday the 13th is the one movie slasher film that I hate the most. I hate the Friday the 13th movies. Hate them. But again, girl, you love Nina Flowers. So, girl, we're going to cancel that out and we're going to call it a wash. Miss Lucy LaDuca, honey, I'm here for her. I want to see more of her. Then we have next to her, Miss Lux Noir London. Now, in the initial walkout, she basically came out as like a furry. She came out as a furry. So that was different. And I just kind of looked at her and I was like, okay. Then when she came back with her racetrack theme, it was seatbelts. It was like these latex seatbelts. And I just kind of looked at it and I'm like, okay. Nothing that I've never seen before. It's a very trans girl performer outfit. So really body type of outfit. And she's not. She's basically gives me skinny boy. So she's straight up and down. But remember, that actually works now. You can be the no chest that, where they wear no breast and just literally like a male model figure. That is a form of drag. Now that is acceptable. So she is very that. Now, this is what I'll say. I don't know how well I'm going to do with Miss Lux, because Miss Lux, her interview took me somewhere. I said, girl, shut up. Shut up, bitch. She was babbling on like hell. Do you hear me? Babbling and was saying absolutely nothing. I was like, girl, shut up. But she's not non-likable, but I just wanted her to shut up. It was just too much. It went on. It really wasn't that long, but the fact that she wasn't saying anything, she wasn't saying nothing. She's talking to the server. I want her to shut up, honey. But she's not non-likable. So I'm going to give her a chance. We're going to give her a chance. Okay, so moving on. The 8th person here, right here, is Miss Malaysia Baby Doll Fox. And this is actually really a nice picture of her, because when you actually seen her, she basically gave you Silky Nutmeg Ganache. She just another version of Silky Nutmeg Ganache. She actually is LaShawn Beyond's daughter. And I said, girl, you a shady bitch, honey. She done threw her drag mother under the bus, baby. I said, girl, I caught that shade, honey. In her interview, she said, girl, if Miss LaShawn could make it on here, girl, I could make it on here. I said, well, girl, why is she your drag mother? If that's how you feel about her. Girl, Miss Thing. If that's how you feel about your drag mother, girl, you should have just kept it to yourself, bitch. Just don't say it out loud, girl. But she done let the drag mama have it, child. If that bitch can make it, girl, I can make it. But I guess you were right. Girl, but she's just fun. She's another Silky Nutmeg Ganache girl. That's who she put me in mind of when I first seen her. And when she started running her mouth, I said, girls, Silky got a way of putting her foot in her mouth too, girl. So listen, it just is what it is, baby. Okay, so right after her, baby, we got Marsha. Her name alone turned me off from her. Her and that girl, Marsha. I said, please don't let this be who she is. Oh, I'm perfect. And sure enough, you see, that's actually a good picture of her. That's a good picture of her. She looks really, really, really feminine there and everything. And the first thing she did, she gave you very much that, yes, I got my name from Marsha from the Brady Bunch. And yes, I'm really pretty. And I was like, not really. You're okay. You're okay. You really look like a wash on here. It was really a wash. She just looked her skin looked very white. And she looked like a Technicolor rerun. It was like, yeah, man, yeah, you okay? You're all right. But this picture here of Miss Marsha, yes, that's cute. That's cute. Yeah, that's cute. But no, in her interview, I was like, yeah, girl, Marsha. That's exactly what she gave. Marsha. I wanted her off of there, honey. So, again, I don't understand this I'm so pretty thing. Let someone else tell you. It's cool. And again, if you are that bitch, that's fine. You know what I mean? It really is no tea. If you really are a bad bitch like that, I have no problem with it. But when you're saying I'm pretty, and again, we're talking about Drag Race. There are very pretty girls who have run across this thing. You're standing up here, you got Rue sitting on stage. I mean, come on. And you got Michelle sitting up there because Michelle's drag queen too, child. So you got to be very careful at what you got going on. So I don't know. I'm not too on with Miss Marsha. She can go. She can go in the first round of girls. I'll be done had enough of her. Anyway, moving on. I'm trying not to be shady here. Moving on. Number 10, Mistress Isabel Brooks. She's another big girl. And here she is, the daughter of Miss Chevelle Brooks. Now, of course, I know of the career of Miss Chevelle Brooks, baby. Yeah, pageant, fabulous Miss Chevelle Brooks, honey. Her name precedes her. Her daughter is just okay for me. She don't give me Chevelle, okay? Now, because I'm a fan of Chevelle's, so she don't give me the Chevelle Brooks experience. She actually looks like Eureka, who I do like. I really do like Eureka. So, and I'm so proud of the things that Eureka is. Listen, when I saw Eureka on American Horror Story, baby, I was about in tears. Okay. So I'm a Eureka fan, but yeah, this is what this is. She just gives me another version of Eureka, which do we really need another version of Eureka? Not really. We already have one, but we're going to go ahead and give her a chance. She's a very, she's a very polished, heavy girl. So I mean, both of the heavy girls, even Malaysia's look is a lot more polished than Silky. I'll give her that. So these girls where we got, and the one thing I hate when they say it's time for a heavy girl to win. No, it's not. Not if you're not supposed to win. If you don't bring what Latrice Royale brings, then you being heavy is not anything as a plus that you need to win. You have to be polished. You have to be heavy. You have to be that girl. And then we'll say, okay, it's time for a big girl to win, but not just because another big girl hasn't won. So, that just kind of rubs me wrong, but you girls are fine. Both of them, Malaysia and Mistress Isabel, they're fine. I mean, you're polished enough, I believe, in your looks and things to be able to do it. You don't have to lean on that. So don't get the leaning on I'm a fat girl stuff. Just let that go. You don't need a crutch. Just lean on your talent and do your thing, Mom. That's cool. Okay, moving on. Number 11, Poppy Princess. It's Poppy Princess. And I think it's actually Princess Poppy. I think they typed it wrong because I think it's Princess Poppy, but she's a comedy queen. And the poor child was born on April Fool's Day, girl. They've been kikiing at you your whole life, child. And the thing is, she said, girl, I love to read, Miss Thing. The only thing I have to say about that, she's a little small queen. You know, sometimes queens who just love to read can get on other bitches' nerves, especially when you're talking about 16 of these laid up in a room, in a workroom together. My advice to you, Princess Poppy, girl, don't get popped. Don't get popped. And they're being cute, trying to read, folks, when it ain't like a reading challenge, just trying to always get a, you know, girl, don't go in there trying to always get a punchline and trying to get a one-liner on the girls and mess around and you be Princess Poppy because we see you get popped during the season. That's all I got for you, girl. Moving on. Number 12 is Miss Robin Fierce. Yeah, that's basically what I have for Miss Robin. It's just, yeah. She's very much pageantry. Which, you know, I love pageantry. She's pageantry, but she's very rehearsed. Absolutely almost too rehearsed. There's no life to it. It's like, okay, it's like, I already know what you get ready to do. I already know what you get ready to say. Girl, they're going to eat you alive. The judges are going to eat you alive and pick you apart. They're going to pick you apart from this wanting to be perfect thing. So we're going to sit and, girl, how much of that are we going to watch before we get bored? So, yeah, just a bit too rehearsed. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with Miss Robin. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Moving on. Number 13. Okay. This picture. Yeah, I guess that's her. Her name is Selena S. Titties, honey. Miss Selena S. Titties is going to grind some people's nerves. She is a loud, fake Vanjie. That's all. I try not to be rude. She's a loud, thicker version of Vanjie, but I don't find her funny. Like it's very, you know, being obnoxious and loud is Vanjie's bag. That's just who Vanjie is as a person. She's like that as a boy. That's just Vanjie. This child, Miss Selena, I feel like she puts it on. I mean, the fact that her last name is S Titties, and you know, her whole interview was my titties and my coochie and it was just so much and it was so over the top. And then it all made sense when she said, "Oh yeah, when I first saw Alexis Mataz," okay. And my favorite thing was she turned around, she said, "Bam!" I'm like, yeah, girl. Okay. Again, Alexis is loud and obnoxious, but she wasn't all the time. That was part of who Alexis is. So, you know, trying to be like Vanjie, trying to be like Alexis, that don't work. It never works. People who try to emulate that are always irritating. So I don't know. She irritated me. I hope that she's able to turn it off. I hope she's able to turn it off. But definitely the representation of Latina is definitely there. But girl, don't just, you know, when something's forced, that's how it feels. That's how it feels. Yeah. Nope. I like my Vanjie. Y'all know I love me some Miss Vanjie. Miss Vanjie. See, and that's Vanjie's thing is just Vanjie's thing. She don't have to try to do it. That was just who she was. You know, we loved it. This thing here, this situation with Miss S Titties, honey, my Gucci, my girl. No. Okay, so here we go. Now here's where we're getting to this last three, honey. Miss Sasha Colby. Oh, Miss Sasha Colby, girl. Miss Sasha Colby, of course, is a former Miss Continental, 2014. Okay. This is what I'm going to say. Oh, Miss Sasha. Miss Sasha, you coming in strong, girl. You coming in hot, bitch. You're running in here hot with this. I'm already a star. Just give me the crown. Girl, I don't know if it's coming across as you being serious or you trying to kind of like make a joke. For some reason, Miss Sasha, I think you're serious. I know what Miss Sasha gives. Now, Miss Sasha, this girl, if you fall in the bottom, girl, you're going to turn it. But I don't know how you're going to do prior to getting to the bottom. you know, because the trick is to try to stay out of the bottom. But as far as performance, oh, Miss Sasha's going to give you Sex Kitten, and she's going to perform her ass off. But that's the thing. This is not the platform for Sex Kitten. Okay? And of course, she, you know, she dances and she'll Janet Jack. She definitely is a performer. You know, she's going to perform, but it's this other stuff that makes me nervous. We'll talk more about it at the end. Let's move on. But that's Miss Sasha Colby, former Miss Continental 2014, I believe it is. Anyway, moving on. Next, 15 and 16, we actually have a set of twins. They are twins. I said, stop your playing. But the first one up, her name is Spice, okay? She had this whole black goth version of this look, and she's stunning. She's stunning. Miss Spice is just stunning. Her skin is milky and white, and she was in this black latex, and I just wrote in my notes, I said, this bitch is pretty. And she's very likable and very ditzy. And then we found out this hoe is a damn twin. And the twin's name is Sugar. And Sugar bops out here. Sugar now is all in blonde. She's blonde. Sugar and Spice. And her sister Sugar, not so nice, girl. Sugar for me was not likable and a bit delusional. So I'm like, oh, girl, y'all are two different sides of a coin. Though Sugar is cute, she's not as stunning as Spice. And I think it just has to do with the aesthetics, because they literally are identical twins. I believe, well, we're going to talk about that in a minute too. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this is how they came across. We got Spice, like I said. Spice was adorned in all this dark things, everything black. And then her sister came in as Sugar, and Sugar is all in white and platinum blonde hair. Again, Spice is likable. Sugar, not so much. Sugar was one of the, oh, I'm so pretty girls. And it's like, do you see that lookalike you have? No. Okay. Anyway, so that's the 16 girls. Now let me give you, so because we're going to get out of here. We've been talking a while. We're going to get out of here. But right here is where I got my eyes on these three right here. These three right here is where I'm excited to tune into the show. Miss Sasha Colby and Sugar and Spice. Sugar and Spice, I believe, is going to give us some good television. Do you understand? Because I think it's going to become a whole back and forth. I think that there's going to be a whole thing of them being separated. I think they're going to be strong at some points because they are best friends and they are twins. But there's going to be, you know how petty Rue and Michelle are and all the rest of them. You know they're going to pit them against each other. And I honestly believe that Spice is going to do better than Sugar. And I think she's going to go through, and this is just predictions, you guys. I think it's going to really hinder her performance because of feeling badly about her sister. And I just see it coming. I just see it coming. That is what I believe. Miss Sasha Colby, I am afraid for. I got a sneaking suspicion that Miss Sasha's face may be getting ready to get cracked. And I really am going to hate to see it happen to her. But I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous and I'm trembling, waiting to see if Miss Sasha's face is getting to get caved in. I said, child, I don't know. I do not know. So these are the three I got my eye on. Miss Sasha Colby, because of the fact that, like she said, I'm already an international star. So yeah, bitch, you are. So I got my eye, my good eye on that little situation. And then my pick so far is Spice, Miss Thing. Of every girl here, Miss Spice is my favorite. I think she is absolutely stunning. I do. And I don't know, it's just her in all this black. Baby, I just looked at her and I said, Miss Thing, You got something going on. Yes, you do. And her identical twin, the aesthetic is just say, I don't know. Maybe Sugar is just as stunning if we put her all in black, but that ain't her character. So I don't know. These are the three I got my eyes on. I will say this. I did see some footage of them as boys. The whole cast, for the most part, no matter what sizes they are, every last one of these are very, very nice looking boys. They are. Now I said, child, and they were. I was laughing because they had in the comments was saying it's a whole season full of trade. I said, Lord have mercy. And I don't know why they do that. They're not trade, they're drag queens. So stop calling them trade. But the thing, they really are really stunning males. So I said, girl, that's going to be something good for TV too. Because these girls, for some reason, be having a problem with putting their hands on each other and starting to like each other. Like, ugh, girl. They just sequestered y'all. And then the next thing y'all know, y'all tasting each other. Child, I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it. But this is what I've seen. This is what's going on. I am really excited for the season 15. I think it's going to be going down. I think it's going to be very entertaining. And listen, I'm here for it. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I hope you don't skip over actually watching the full Meet the Queens yourself. Treat yourself. Treat yourself, honey. Watch the whole thing. Watch the show. Come back and watch me. Watch me. Treat yourself, honey. Get it all. Take it all in, honey. It's Drag Race. All right, you guys. I'll see you all again January the 6th, Friday, January the 6th. See you then. Bye, guys.